Our headlines for tonight. More than 650,000 devotees of Nuestro Padre Jesus Nazareno joined 2026 Traslasyon. Devotees of Black Nazarene flocked Quiapo Church with their annual faithful bow to Nazareno. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to tighten release of 2026 budget funds according to Budget Department. Bureau of Customs seizes 8 high-end cars allegedly linked to Saldico. Good evening, bringing the latest news for tonight. I am KRIZZA Lopez and this is Eurotv News. Thread the details on our broadcast. Today, the Catholic Church commemorate one of the most historic feasts of the Black Nazarene. The celebration highlighted the return of the image of Nuestro Padre Jesus Nazareno to Minor Basilica and National Shrine of Jesus Nazareno in Quiapo Church. As of 1 o'clock p.m., an estimated of more than 650,000 devotees have taken part in this year's Traslasyon 2026. This year, the procession of the Andas of Nuestro Padre Jesus Nazareno began fast 4 o'clock in the early morning of January 9. The church targeted to complete the procession within 15 hours. However, the movement of the Andas slowed down at around 2 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon after the rope of carroza snapped. Good thing the members of the Hijos del Nazareno quickly secured the broken cord and brought it back to the church. The procession also slowed upon reaching Fraternal Corner, Alegui Street, due to the narrow road and the large number of devotees converging around, and thus in 2025 more than 8 million devotees joined the celebration of the feast of Nuestro Padre Jesus Nazareno. As the Catholic Church commemorate one of the world's largest religious gatherings, the Feast of the Black Nazarene, where millions of Filipino devotees are attending the celebration to fulfill their religious vows, a tradition rooted in unwavering faith. Mia Layagin has the story.
Today, the Catholic Church in the Philippines celebrates one of the biggest church events in the country, the Feast of Jesus Nazarene. While devotees from all around the country gather in the Quiapo Church to participate in the feast, devotees poured along with them their faith and prayers. On Friday morning, the vicinity of Quiapo Church immediately turned to a sea of devotees whose faith were not hindered by the heat or the large crowd. Jojo and his children walked barefooted towards the Quiapo Church, coming all the way from Cainta, Rizal. For Jojo, the crowded area nor his age did not stop him from pursuing his annual vow to the Nazarene, which he had done during the last 25 years. Jojo says that for him, this faith have been a symbol of his renewed life and a source of his strength.
Nakakatulong po sa amin. Kahit 60 na po ako, lakas pa ng binibigay niya sa akin kalusugan. Nawala yung bisyo ko. Dati po akong may bisyo. Marami po pakiramdam ko po nung nagsimula na ako maglakad ng nakapaa. Parang gumana yung katawan ko. Napatapos ko yung anak ko kahit second year college.
Meanwhile, the group of itim na magkakapatid from Valenzuela also had a long history of faith and devotion to Jesus Nazarene. While most of them have spent a decade long professing their faith, one member shared the story of how his devotion started.
Maging mas malapit ako sa Panginoong Jesucristo.
Bakit? Ano po ba kayo dati?
bibihira ako magsimba. Nung nahikayat nila ako, mas napalapit pa ako sa Panginoon. Ganun pa rin po, yung sama-sama pa rin kami na lumawak pa yung aming samahan.
Devotees of the Nazarene may come from various places, but what they upheld today is the deep source of their faith, which for most of them became the reason to continue their devotion and annual vow to Jesus Nazarene. This is Mila Yagin for Eurotv News.
During the Feast of the Black Nazarene at Quiapo Church, the Department of Health and a non-government organization provided medical assistance to devotees who experienced headaches, high blood pressures, and minor injuries. Vanessa Cleofas with the report.
As the traslasyon begins today with millions of devotees attending the event, the health department and other non-government organizations are closely monitoring the health of devotees due to the large crowd. According to the health stations positioned along each route that the andas will pass through, most patients brought them are experiencing dizziness. Still, a few patients had to be rushed to nearby hospitals using ambulances that were on standby. Even before the actual day of the traslasyon, the health department issued reminders to devotees planning to join the annual event. However, because of devotion, personal vows, and long-standing tradition, many still attended and joined the procession of the Andas of the Jesus Nazareno, which began early this morning. Alongside them, health personnel from the Philippine Red Cross or PRC, Department of Health or DOH, and other organizations continue to provide assistance to devotees. According to Mr. Patrick Sevilla of PRC Manila Chapter Safety Services, most of people who come to them experience dizziness. Many also request blood pressure monitoring while others seek treatment for wounds. He added that they are prepared for such situations, especially since this is a large-scale activity that they anticipate every year.
Actually, mahaba ang preparation ni PRC kasi syempre ito ay malaking event na ginaganap yearly. Diba? So, from the start na nag-prepare si Quiapo, sumabay na tayo sa preparation hanggang sa implementation ngayon.
In addition, ambulances are deployed at their station for quick response to anyone needing to be taken to a hospital. This is different from their unit stationed outside Metro Manila.
A total of 19 ambulance na nakadeploy and 20 ambulance na standby, yun ay yung mga nearby chapters natin outside ng NCR. And meron tayong 17 first aid stations na nakakalat sa ruta ng Quiapo. Naka-preposition po ang ating mga first aid station and ating ambulance sa ruta ng Quiapo para mas mabilis nating maagapan yung mga nasusugatan o yung mga kailangan ng medical attention.
Meanwhile, according to the PRC records, over 30 patients have already received immediate medical attention at the emergency field hospital located in the Katipunan near Manila City Hall. This includes minor cases while others were immediately transported to major hospital. As of noon today, PRC has assisted a total of 464 patients, 10 of whom have serious injuries. According to DOH data, by 12 p.m., 344 devotees had already been treated at their health stations. PRC and DOH continue to provide services to devotees until the traslasyon officially concluded and the Andas of Jesus Nazareno returns to Quiapo Church. This is Vanessa Cleofas for Eurotv News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Vice President Sara Duterte joined the nation in celebrating the Feast of the Black Nazarene. President Marcos expressed his hope for a safe, solemn, and meaningful observation, while the Vice President prayed that devotion of Filipinos would inspire others. More from this report.
During the celebration of the Feast of Jesus Nazarene, both the President and the Vice President of the Philippines released separate messages. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. joined the Filipino faithful in commemorating the Feast of Jesus Nazarene. The President called for a safe, solemn, and meaningful celebration. In his message to devotees, he expressed hope that the Filipinos' devotion would guide their thoughts, actions, and service to one another. President Marcos also prayed that in honoring the sacrifice of the Black Nazarene, Filipinos would strengthen their shared commitment to help carry one another's burdens, promote equal opportunities for all, and continue living with hope in building a more humane and honest bagong Pilipinas. Meanwhile, Vice President Sara Duterte expressed the strong faith of the Filipino people in her statement. She said the Filipinos' devotion to the Nazarene serves as a reminder of Jesus' unparalleled love, sacrifice, and humility for humanity. The Vice President added that the Nazarene should inspire everyone to live out the teachings and will of the Lord.
Ang pista ng itim na Nazareno ay hindi lamang isang selebrasyon ng nakagisnan na tradisyon. Isa itong panawagan upang pagnilayan ang ating mga pagkukulang, humingi ng tawad at magpasalamat sa lahat ng biyayang natanggap. Naway magsilbing inspirasyon ang itim na Nazareno upang patuloy nating isabuhay ang turo ng pag-ibig at pagtitiwala sa plano ng Diyos. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas para sa Diyos, sa bayan, at sa bawat pamilyang Pilipino. Syukran.
This is KRIZZA LOPEZ for Eurotv News.
From towering statues to handheld icons, replicas of Jesus Nazareno took center stage in Quiapo as faithful devotees participated in the traditional blessing of religious items ahead of the grand procession. Vanessa Cleofa says the story.
Every year, during the Traslasyon, devotees of Jesus Nazareno bring replicas as a tradition. These replicas are held, prayed over, and even kissed by devotees who are unable to join the procession of the Andas due to the large crowd. Around Quiapo Church, one can see replicas of various sizes, often wiped with handkerchiefs by the devotees. Before the Traslasyon, a blessing of the replicas and banners was held outside the Minor Basilica and National Shrine of the Black Nazarene in Quiapo, Manila last Saturday. In addition to the replicas, religious items such as handkerchiefs, clothing, towels, bandanas, porcelain items, and other bearing the image of Jesus Nazareno are also sold there. Meanwhile, it has also become part of the Traslasyon tradition and symbolism to throw handkerchiefs and clothing as an expression of devotion. These items are also wiped on the image of Jesus Nazareno and its replicas, which are then simultaneously waved by the devotees. This is Vanessa Cleofas for Eurotv News.
Meanwhile, the Manila City government has begun cleaning the streets along the route of the Traslasyon 2026 procession. Throughout the event, the local government unit or LGU reminded the public of proper waste disposal to maintain order and cleanliness. Catherine Andicho tells us more.
A large volume of trash was left behind along the routes taken by the devotees who participated in Traslasyon 2026. Various types of waste were seen scattered along the streets, including the plastic bottles, plastic cups, and styrofoam containers used by devotees during the procession. Street sweepers from the Manila Department of Public Services immediately responded and conducted cleanup operations along the Padre Burgos Avenue after the procession passed on Friday, January 9. According to the DPS, they remain proactive in cleaning areas affected by the Traslasyon to ensure the surroundings remain clean, orderly, and safe for the public. DPS District 5 sweepers also carried out sweeping operations along Ross Boulevard near the Manila Hotel after the procession of the Black Nazarene passed as part of ongoing efforts to remain cleanliness and order in the city. The DPS was likewise assisted by the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority or MMDA, which joined the clearing and sanitation operations in various parts of Manila. This is Catherine Landicho for Eurotv News.
Several personalities from the entertainment industry have also joined the observation of the Feast of the Black Nazarene. Among the prominent devotees are Batang Quiapo star Coco Martin, singer-actress Angeline Quinto, and veteran broadcaster Noli De Castro, all of whom have long-standing religious vows to the Nazarene. Sam Martos will tell us more about which other stars were spotted at this year's Traslasyon.
Every year, Filipinos commemorate the Feast of the Black Nazarene, which begins with the veneration of the image of Black Nazarene at the Quirino Grandstand and continues until the carrying of the Black Nazarene reaches the Quiapo Church. Aside from the parish devotees, some of the well-known personalities also come together to make a vow to Jesus Nazarene. Among them is the actress and singer Angeline Quinto, who is known as one of the devotees of the Black Nazarene and who offers song every year as part of her devotion.
Mangamba, di ka na isa, sasamahan kita saan man magpunta.
Aside from Angeline, Manila Mayor Isko Moreno Dumagoso was also present and joined the Misa Mayor that was held earlier this morning at the Quirino Grandstand. In a social media post of newlyweds KRIZZA and Esteban Sopia, they shared that they have been devotees of the Black Nazarene for several years. They said that for 6 years, when they were still a couple, they would go together. And now that they are married, they still plan to continue going together. Meanwhile, content creator and influencer Dindo Caraig also attended the celebration. This marked his second year of fulfilling a vow to the Black Nazarene, which he said is one of his way of giving thanks for everything happening in his life and for the blessing he continues to receive.
Still naman, doon ako nag-start. Ang ganda, grabe, at saka parang maganda sa pakiramdam mo na nakasama ka sa mga ganito at ang daming tao. Tapos, worth it. Lagi nga ako nakayapak. Tapos pag pumunta ako dito kasi meron ako mga kahilingan talaga at saka pagpapasalamat sa lahat ng mga nangyayari sa buhay ko. Every Friday kasi pupunta ako dito sa Quiapo. Tapos andun, parang lahat ng blessing na nabibigay sa akin na dahil dyan sa Quiapo. Siyempre,
This is Sam Martos for Eurotv Showbiz News.
Meanwhile, following the enactment of the 2026 General Appropriations Act, President Marcos assured the public that the release of funds for this year will be strictly monitored. The Department of Budget and Management, or DBM, reiterated that all new line items and additional funds added by Congress must undergo legal and proper procedures before being disbursed. More from this report.
Amid issues related to corruption in 2025, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered stricter controls on the release of funds under the 2026 national budget. This includes allocation for new programs and modified budget items added by Congress. According to the Department of Budget and Management, funds will no longer be released for projects that did not undergo legal and proper procedures. President Marcos clarified that all new items and additional allocations under the 6.793 trillion pesos General Appropriations Act will not be automatically released. The DBM said projects must first qualify under the government's cash programming, comply with fiscal safeguards, adhere to existing budget rules and procedures, and finally secure presidential approval. As a result of this policy, several provisions have been placed under conditional implementation. Among this is the Quick Response Fund, or QRF, which is released during unforeseen disasters such as typhoons and earthquakes. Also placed under conditional implementations are engineering and administrative overhead expenses, payment of retirement benefits and pensions, capacity development programs, and foreign service posts. President Marcos stressed that these measures are in accordance with the Constitution. He said it is the duty of executive branch to ensure that public funds are implemented properly, orderly, and responsively. This is KRIZZA LOPEZ for Eurotv News.
Amidst the flood control controversy implicating various officials in alleged anomaly, a new study reveals that a majority of Filipinos believe corruption has become rampant. Mia Layagin tells us the details.
The public eye and scrutiny among government officials got tight last year following issues of corruption in the government. The issue rooted from the disclosure of corruption activities in public funding supposedly allotted for flood control projects. With this, the number of Filipinos who believe that corruption is rampant in the government remain high, according to Pulse Asia. Based on the December 2025 survey released on Friday, 94% of Filipinos said that corruption is widespread in the government, 3 points lower compared to September report. 1% said that it is not widespread, while 5% refused to take a side. Based on the same survey, 74% of Filipinos believe that corruption in the country increased in the past year. This is lower than the 85% record last September. Those who said that corruption decreased are at 7%, while 19% said that it is the same. On the other hand, 41% agreed that corruption is a normal part of the Philippine politics, while 43% disagreed. Meanwhile, more Filipinos believe that offering or receiving bribes is the top corrupt activity. This was followed by misuse of public funds or company funds, offering or receiving kickbacks, evasion of tax and requirements, insider trading or financial fraud, nepotism or favoritism in hiring, as well as not disclosing conflict of interest. The survey was conducted on December 12 to 15 through face-to-face interviews with 1,200 adult Filipinos. This is Mia Layagin for Eurotv News.
Moreover, 8 high-end luxury cars allegedly linked to former lawmaker Saldico are allegedly under the custody of the authorities. This came after the Bureau of Customs successfully seized these cars on January 8 at a parking of a Taguig condominium. The vehicles are estimated at 143 million pesos in value. A parking of a Taguig condominium BOC said the operation was pursued in coordination with other agencies, including the Independent Commission for Infrastructure, who provided the intelligence report over the matter. ICI, meanwhile, confirmed that 8 of the 9 targeted cars were seized last night. ICI reports revealed that there are 15 luxury vehicles allegedly linked with Go or are registered on their entities tied with him. 9 of these were incomplete in importation document or has an unpaid tax. Presently, the vehicle are parked in the ICI office in Taguig, noting that BOC has no more space and that it is more convenient in proximity. Local miners in Mancay and Benguet have revived the Bayanihan spirit to manually repair a typhoon dam-age riprap in Barangay Calalo, ensuring the safety of motorists and pedestrians along the weekend road. Catherine Landicho returns for the details.
Miners in the municipality of Mancay and Benguet joined hands to repair the damaged riprap along the road in Busan, Barangay Calalo. The damage to the riprap was caused by the effects of Typhoon Uwan, which struck the area last year, weakening the road's foundation and posing risks to motorists and pedestrians. According to Mayor Cesar Pasiwen, the repairs are being carried out manually through a bayanihan effort by the miners with support from several local business owners who donated construction materials and equipment. The road repair is now on its third day, having started on Wednesday, January 7. The local government continues to call for community cooperations to help speed up the repairs and ensure the safety of residents and road users. This is Catherine Landicho for Eurotv News.
In a separate police operation in Bulacan, 3 most wanted persons were successfully apprehended, facing charges of homicide, statutory rape, and violation to anti-fencing law. Details from Shai Morales.
3 most wanted persons were arrested in separate police operations in Bulacan on Thursday, January 8. At around noon, a city-level most wanted person identified as alias Jeff, a 23-year-old resident, was arrested in the city of San Jose del Monte. He was apprehended by virtue of a warrant of arrest for homicide with a recommended bail of 120,000 pesos. Minutes later, at around 12:30 p.m., authorities arrested a top 5 provincial-level most wanted person, identified as alias Vince, a 22-year-old man in Barangay Encanto, Angat. He was arrested under a no-bail warrant for the crime of statutory rape. And later that afternoon, at around 2:45 p.m., another city-level most wanted person identified as alias Jim, a 20-year-old resident, was arrested in San Jose del Monte City. He was apprehended by virtue of a warrant of arrest for violation of the anti-fencing law with a recommended bail of 108,000 pesos. The 3 suspects are currently under police custody and will face the appropriate charges filed against them. This is Shai Morales reporting for Eurotv News.
In a sweeping move against global bureaucracy, the Trump administration has got ties with dozens of international bodies, most notably the UNFCCC Climate Treaty. The exit marks a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy, with officials claiming the organization no longer serve American interests. Son Santiago reports.
The Trump administration is moving to withdraw the United States from dozens of international organizations. The White House confirmed that U.S. President Donald Trump has signed Executive Order 14199, suspending America's support for 66 international groups. Of these, 31 are affiliated with the United Nations, while 35 are non-UN organizations. Many of the affected bodies focus on climate policy, labor standards, migration, and humanitarian programs. On the screen shows the list of affected international organizations. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said these organizations were deemed ineffective, poorly managed, or promoting agendas that conflict with American sovereignty and national interests. One of the most notable withdrawals involved the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, or UNFCCC. UNFCCC is a 1992 treaty that forms the backbone of global climate negotiations. It can be recalled that Trump has repeatedly dismissed climate change as a scam. Climate experts warn that this exit from the convention could slow global efforts to cut greenhouse gas emissions. They also note that achieving meaningful climate action will be difficult without their participation. Meanwhile, the U.S. administration says additional reviews are ongoing. With the withdrawals, the U.S. will not continue expending resources and halt its influence in any of their priorities. This is Son Santiago for Eurotv News.
National tennis star Alex Ayala advanced to the ASB Classic semifinals today after a commanding straight-set victory over Poland's Magna Linette in Auckland, New Zealand. Kyle Basa has more.
The start of the year 2026 has been fruitful for the national tennis star Alex Ayala after she brought down Magna Linette in the ASB Classic quarterfinals. Based on her performance, fans can see that she is in perfect condition as she dominated the matchup today, January 9 in Auckland, New Zealand. This served as their third matchup. In the first 2 games, Linette was the victor. But this time, Ayala did not let up against her. The final scores are 6-0 and 6-2. Ayala will advance to the semifinals of the tournament, in which she will be challenged once again in putting up a wonderful performance to proceed in the finals. This is Kyle Basa reporting for Eurotv News.
And that's latest news for tonight. You may visit eurtvph.com for more news and information. You may also catch our live broadcast in our social media accounts and via Pinoy Extreme cable channel. Once again, I am KRIZZA Lopez and this is your TV News Thread. Stay safe and have a good night, everyone. Happy weekend.